Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. And in this video, we are going to see how we can easily print all the values that we have inside an array. And just a quick recap, we know that we do have now a variable that's called names. Names is a reference variable, and the array is an object. Just remember these words for now. It will make a lot more sense when we start talking about object orientation. But we are going to use this term again in this video to understand what's the difference between primitive types and reference types. So as you see here, we do have the arrays, and we are printing. If we do execute this code, we are going to get null. This is the default for the reference type, that's string. And if we would like to give some names to these spaces, we just need to get the array, tell the position that we would like to associate or assign a name, and then give the name John, not John, let's start with Goku. So basically I'm saying now the position 0 of this array, this is a space in memory, will hold the value Goku, and I will create another 2 because I want to fulfill the entire array. So the order doesn't matter. If I first put on second, actually the third position, the index 2, but just to make things a bit easier for us to understand, you will see. So again, the order doesn't matter. Let me just show you here. Goku, Hinata, and Luffy. So Control Shift F10. As you can see, Luffy is the second one, position 1, index 1, because this is what we are doing. So let's just keep things in a way that's better for us to understand. 0, 1, 2. Okay, as you can see, we just need to get the index and pass it to the array, and we will get the value back. And we know just the right structure to do all of this for us automatically. For. So basically, we do have here int I, and then starting from 0, because remember it will always start with 0, the index, and now from 0 until, and here I have to go until 2, so I have a couple options, either less than 3 or less or equal than 2. So I would recommend you to go like this, because then you know that you are doing exactly like the size of the array. And now we do the same. We just call here names and position. What's the position? I, because we want these to iterate over everything that we have inside this array. Control Shift F10. And now we have all values being displayed in the console. So it's pretty simple. There are a couple of things that you should be aware. The first one is that you cannot change the size of an array once it is created. So basically you have to create a new array, because it's kind of blocked. There are a couple ways to change using the collections package, for example, but the collections package kind of recreates a new array. You will see later on that we can add more values dynamically while we are executing the program, but it doesn't mean that you are changing the array. Basically, they are just copying the array that you have, creating a new one, adding these new values plus the one that you are passing. So we are going to talk about that when we talk about collections. But for now, just remember that you cannot change the size. If you want to change the size, you would need to tell that, hey, now you will have an array with 5 positions, 5 spaces. So basically, when you do this, as you can see, I'm not declaring again, I'm just reusing. So let's draw and see how it works. So we'll copy this one. So when we do this, basically we are getting one space in memory. Copy here. So this is what's happening. If I'm able to copy this, You do have here new string, let me say A, B, and C. And when you do this and you associate the values, basically it's pretty straightforward. You do have your variable names making or having a reference to a space in memory. So when you change and you say now names, so when you do this, names now will have a reference to an array of 5 position. Basically what is happening is that your variable names will get an array, actually 5 positions, and this reference here will change from here to here. So basically now you have an array in memory with no reference variables pointing to that specific space, and we have to rely on the garbage collector. Is something that Java has that will clean up the variables in memory that do not have any reference variable pointing to them. So basically this is lost. Once you lost the reference to a specific space in memory, there is no way for you to get it back. So this is what happens when we do this. You just change and say, hey, now the reference names is going to point to this new space in memory. So William, how can we actually make things a bit easier? Because, for example, let's say I would like an array of 4 positions, and then I have to change my code here to add another position, and also change the for loop to get another name in the console. So we do have a couple options, and now is the part where I explain the reference. Names is a reference variable. And when we talk about reference variables, means that we do have some methods that we don't know what they are yet, and some properties. So names, if I type here names, all the arrays, they have a property that tells the size of the array. It's basically, if you type dot and you press any letter, you will get some information. This is basically everything that's available for us. But what we are interested is this field length. So if you hold Control and you click it, or if you press Control B, this one is not going to the declarations, but all the arrays, they have a variable that will tell the size of that array. In this case, names.length will return 3. So if I execute this now, we have 3 names, and if I change this to 4, you will see that the last value will be null, the default initialization value for the strings. And if I want to print here 10, I don't have to do anything inside my for, because now it's dynamically changing based on the size of the array. Okay, so I think that's it that I had to tell you this in this video. So I see you in the next one. Bye.